Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Christianah Adesida. Welcome to day 5 of my 30 days challenge. A call to everyone to join in the support of the relief effort for Hurricane Harvey. And there has been a lot of people joining in, a lot of people doing amazing things, and I've been blown away how people, the extra effort, extra encouragement that people have been giving to the rescuers, and also to the people at the shelter in support of the hurricane. So tonight, before I even start, I'm so excited tonight. First of all, let me say happy Sunday, by the way. I'm so excited tonight. It's a little bit, it's a little bit dark in here. I have the light on. Okay. I'm so excited tonight because before I even go into what I have for you tonight, I read a story. I posted clips of it on my Facebook page for those of you that are following. So here goes the story. Some of you probably already heard it today, but I think it is so touching. And they just, the story just showed me that, sometimes help comes from the least expected places. And to me, I find it really, what's the word I'm looking for? I am so joyful just to know that Chick-fil-A can actually help out. All right, here's the story. All right, there was this elderly couples, Mr. and Mrs. Spencer, and they happened to, and this happened earlier this week, by the way, and they happened to find themselves stranded on the second floor of their home, okay, in Texas. So they try to call 911. Of course, during that time, a lot of people was calling 911, so they didn't get any response. So they decided to call their neighborhood Chick-fil-A. All right? As you all expected, it was during the hurricane, so Chick-fil-A was closed. But the manager happened to be on site doing inspections of the location. So I'm just paraphrasing here. You guys can go back and read it. You probably can find it in many of the major news lines, CNN, USA, is everywhere. Anyway, so the manager was on site. Mr. Oban was there basically doing inspections of the place. And then he saw the phone ringing. He happened to look at the phone, and he saw the Spencers. Apparently, Mr. and Mrs. Spencer was a regular, meaning they order breakfast from the neighborhood Chick-fil-A's almost every day. So he saw it, was like, oh, maybe they're trying to call to order breakfast, but when he picked up the phone, he talked to them, he found out about their situations. Okay. All right, so what the manager did was basically call another manager. Another manager, we happen to have a husband that have a boat. They basically get out, just come out and gather some other friends and went to their resident and basically rescue them. So I want to be, if no one ever talked about this, I think this is awesome. So my heart goes out to Chick-fil-A's for every one of you that love Chick-fil-A. Whenever you go about Chick-fil-A, please just tell them thank you for rescuing the day. So, Chick-fil-A. So, I'm excited because if they can do it in Houston, Texas, that means Chick-fil-A can do it anywhere. So, thank you, Chick-fil-A, to all the Chick-fil-A in the U.S. Thank you. All right, I just want to share that with you today. All right, today I'm gonna talk because I was listening to the news and I was doing some research online, and I noticed that there are actually some people that has been returning home. There are actually some people that are expecting to return home. Of course, everybody. Their home is where their heart is. Even if they're staying at the shelter, that's all they can think about. I hope, there's something left in my house and stuff like that. So I know a lot of you have been helping out, sending encouragement letter, a card, to people at the shelter in Houston, Texas. So I want to say thank you for that. So, but I know one day these people will go home, and some has been returning home to a damaged home. So today I'm going to talk about coming home to a destroyed homes, and what you as one of the people that are affected should expect, and what you should be prepared for. Especially if you have children, it can be very devastating, overwhelming, and it can be heartbroken, if not depressed. It can even lead to depressions, because I know that's just where the heart is. The home is where the heart is. So if you're going home, if you go home and find your home destroyed, one, you should basically have the expectations that the home is not going to be the same, at least for a while, until you get there. So one, expect to be overwhelmed. If you have children, expect them to be overwhelmed, because this is a place they once call home. This is a place they once feel secure and safe. Coming to a place that they once feel secure and safe, and see that it's all destroyed with water, can actually be too much sometimes. So just let them know ahead of time. If you're preparing to go home, sit your children down and talk to them. And even yourself, you need to just embrace yourself and say, okay, you should be basically mentally prepare yourself for what you're gonna see. Prepare for seeing strange things in your home, like wildlife and stuff like that, and equip yourself to deal with it. That is important. Once you get there, don't let your children play with the water. Please. I'm looking at everything that they've been picking up or dragging out of the water. Oh my goodness, it's so scary. So don't let them play with the water. Please, please, please. Don't let your children play with the water, and don't let your pet play in the flood water. No. There's a lot of contamination there. There's a lot of bacteria growing in there, and you don't want that. And I know sometimes when we find our home in a certain way that we don't like, we tend to overwhelm, thinking we can basically make magic happen instantly. So I'm telling you, if you're going home or if you're home already, don't ever overexhaust yourself. Take it easy. It's not going to get done in one day. Yes, that's guaranteed. But gradually, you're going to see improvement. So don't overexhaust yourself. And don't be afraid to call for help, to let people know how you feel about that. And if you're angry, it is okay to be angry. And it is okay to talk about it. If you talked about it, you feel a little bit more released, and you feel a little bit more, you'll be able to cope and deal with it. All right? That's the first things I want to put out there, because I know a lot of people will be going on. Now I'm going to talk about what to have with you if you're preparing to go home. All right. I was reading the Department of Homeland Security, website, just going through the website and the State Department website, and trying to brainstorm and said, okay, you're going home. What should you have with you? This is something that you have not experienced before. I will assume. So when you're returning home, the first thing you will need is a flashlight. Why? Because you might not have power. And once you get there, the first thing you want to do is turn off your electricity. Go to the panel, wherever it may be, if you can get there, and don't even use your hand to pull the lash down. Now, get a stick, a long stick, which is one of the things you should have with you anyway, to actually turn off the electricity from the panel. All right, make sure you have a lot of water. You will not be able to drink water from your home. That's if the water is still running, and you will not be probably won't be able to take a shower, using the water that is running. So get a lot of water. Make sure you have a waterproof boots and a waterproof jacket if possible. That can be vital because you don't want to immerse your feet in this dirty water, in the contaminated water. Safety should be of utmost importance and priority to you and your family members, of course. So safety clothing, gloves, hat, what's it called, dog smacks, you're gonna need all that. Make sure you have it. And if you're gonna be leaving from the shelter, these are something you need to be asking people for before you leave the shelter, knowing that most of the store will not be open. And so it will be wise to actually ask for those things ahead of time. So if you have family members that are out of state, you can actually tell them to send some things that you need, a list of what I'm talking about here. I'm going to post this list on my Facebook page as well, so you can actually go look at it if you didn't get this video. Please, if you're looking at this, please share it with everybody that you know that is in the Houston areas, or anybody that have family member that is at the shelter right now. These are something that they might not be able to get, that we need to package up and send up to the shelter where they're located, so they can have readily available when they're ready to go home. All right, another thing is video camera, a reliable phone that can actually take pictures. You're gonna need it, because once you walk into that house, you see the devastating damages that the hurricane has done. The first thing you want to do is take pictures, especially if you have insurance. You want to take, document everything. So camera is important. Next, you want to have tools, light tools, hammers, screwdrivers, just in case. Just have those readily available. You want to have a lot of trash bags. Those big, gigantic black trash bags will be your best friend, because you'll be hauling a lot of things out. That's guaranteed, especially if you have massive water damage. Your carpet is coming off. A lot of things will be coming off, so get ready. Have a lot of trash bag with you. A long wooden stick. You know, I mentioned that earlier. You need a long wooden stick. And what's the purpose of this stick? You're going to be using this stick to turn things over. One, you don't want to use your hands. You don't want to get close. Like anything facing downward, you want to turn it over, because you want to basically watch out for reptiles. You want to watch out for marine animals that might be hiding somewhere inside your house. Oh, God, help me. I can't even start thinking about it. But you're going to need a long stick. Then you're gonna need a lot of cleaning supplies, bleach. I don't even think they make bleach strong enough, but you're gonna need plenty of them. And if you have something stronger than bleach, you're gonna need that as well. And lastly, that I can actually think of, is you need a dehumidifier. That might be the hardest things to get if you don't already have it at home, but if you can get your hands on dehumidifier, they can work miracles. Because if you set a dehumidifiers into like a wet buildings, it draws out waters from the wall, from the atmosphere, and it draws it out. And then you can basically get the water from the dehumidifier like a few hours later and pour it up and do it again until you start seeing some improvement. That's apart from cleaning and basically bucketing out water yourself. So those are the things that you need to have. And of course, safety should be the utmost important. All right, now I'm going to talk about the holiday is tomorrow. And my heart goes out to everybody that is at the shelter. This is supposed to be a Labor Day. It's a federal holiday here in the U.S. that, you know, a lot of people want to enjoy, but most people will not be able to enjoy this holiday because they're stuck. All right, not something they plan, but sometimes we just can't fight nations. No matter how angry we get, this is just what it is. We just have to find ways to deal with it. So so the next thing is that how can we help make this holiday, bearable for those people at the shelter? So I came up with a few lists of something that we can do. All right, I know that most shelters probably have some form of entertainment for the people at the shelter, just to let them know that, okay, Monday is a Labor Day. I know they're going to do that. But what can we do? If you're close, if you live close by, if you're even in the neighboring cities, this is what you can do. Like today, it can be like a Sunday brunch. Some people are going to be there for a long time. Just make meal and just grab one family and say, I'm here to have Sunday brunch with you. That will mean so much to them. You don't have to know them. Just prepare a nice meal and just sit down, have picnic, maybe outside or wherever, it's dry. And like movie section. If you have a nice laptops or, something like that, is something that you can actually take to the shelters, grab the children movies, and just have the children sit around popping one of the favorite, Disney movie for the children to just enjoy, to get their mind away from the situations that they're in. That will really help them. So if you live close by, or if you're in that area and you can do that, that is a plus. That will really help. And just bake a cake, Labor Day cake or something to put a smile on the children's and of course the adult faces. And I know we have a lot of musicians on the ground performing, trying to make everybody feel a little bit more comfortable. So that is good. So whatever you can do, please do so. This is something that I can actually, I was brainstorming to see how can they make Labor Day bearable and a little bit more a day to remember. So these are little things that we can do. I don't know what else to say, but that is all I have today for you. I have a lot of other things that I want to talk about, but I'm gonna basically wait till tomorrow because I know this is Sunday. A lot of you want to go enjoy the rest of your night. But I appreciate those people that are online with me. I'm seeing Tolu Adeyemi. Thank you for joining. And I'm seeing Fayetteville House International Church. Thank you very much for joining. Please share this video and let people know about it because this is gonna help them a lot. One thing that I always let people know is that because even though whether we want to believe it or not, there are still some people that cannot be found. There are still, their family members are still looking for them. There are still people stranded that refuse to come out of their house. Please, if you get stranded and you don't know the closest shelter to you, because as of today, there are over 230 shelters in Houston and its neighboring cities. So 230 shelters. So there's no excuses why you should be at home. Please test the word shelter and your zip code if you have a functioning cell phone. Shelter and your zip code to number 4 FEMA. That is 43362. Again, it's 43362. Test the word and you will receive a message with the closest shelter to you, which you can then call for them to come rescue you. Please do so and be safe out there. And one last thing, I have an alibi, and the alibi that I want to put out today is, all right, for those of you that have damaged phones, out there in the shelter, if you have damaged phones, there is a company called Buyback Bus. Buyback Bus. BUYBACKBOSS. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. Buyback Bus, you can actually go to their website, which is www.buybackbus.com. This company, if you have a damaged phone that you know that you cannot use anymore, but you still want to retrieve something for it, you can call this company. Their number is 480-664-1756. They will buy your broken phone, they will buy your water damaged phone, and they will buy your bad LCD phones. So that's a way to, They buy iPhone. Let me clarify that. They buy iPhone. I'm sorry. iPhones from iPhone 5s up, 5S and up. They buy iMac and they buy iPad. So buyback bus can help you if you have a damaged phone that you know can now be restored. So just sell it to them. They will be glad to take it off your hands. All right, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for listening, and please share this video and like us on Facebook, and I will be back tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me on day 5 of my 30 days challenge. Thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye, and see you tomorrow.